I think one of the other things that they're doing that's important, though, is that they're sort of trying to help gently guide people, and not so gently sometimes, away from the shiny object of desired body type, meaning what's your preferred type? Like, clearly mine is natural. It is what it is. Um, and maybe, like, obviously I'll find ways to incorporate those styles, if not the lines, right? But, you know, it's like a therapy group. Like, oh, yes, I know you would like to be theatrical. Yes, 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 yes. Everyone would, or apparently that's what everyone wants to be. I don't know why. Um, but if you really think about it, and just helping to guide people away from the shiny object, and to maybe see the beauty in their own lives. So for that, I applaud. I truly, truly do. So here I am with the style or body type ID report. And what does it say? And what does it mean? So let me just take a look here. It says, it says I'm mixed body type and taut. I think I just said that a little while ago. It's like, unfortunately, I can't just look at the recommendations of any one type and say, whew, okay, I can just get all my basics from here. And then I can, add my own flair, my own flavor with this piece, that piece that maybe isn't in recommendations, but I know I can kind of work it in. Unfortunately for me, I think what it means is I'm going to have to be a lot more deliberate, a lot more thoughtful. Like, it's going to be a bit more labored, me finding pieces that work harmoniously together, that work for my, I'm not going to say inharmonious body. I mean, I'm not sure, because I guess that sounds negative, but for the varying shapes and body types and bone lengths of my body. I'm sorry for all the clapping. I know that's probably super annoying. But yeah, for all those different bits of information that have different sort of like definitions to them, I'm going to have to find clothes that help me to define the look that I'm looking for in that particular style. So in other words, I probably won't be given one complete or easy answer to what do I look best in? What are my best lines? Like, when I'm looking at this information, I guess what it means kind of is that my bones and my flesh mostly don't match from section to section. Like, you're here and you're there and you're there. And they're not really matching. My arms don't match my legs. My feet don't match my hands. Like, yeah. But again, like, I won't be the first person that this is true for, nor will I be the last. And yeah, it must be fun and lucky to find your body type and then start shopping and finding, like, oh my God, I look so good in these clothes. It must be awesome. That's simply not going to be the case for me. So let's take a look. So dramatic type. I love these guys. And, for many years, I did try to wear a lot of these clothes. I tried to sort of squeeze myself into that style. And I do still take some elements from them. Head to toe monochrome sometimes. I mean, I live in New York too, so, we can't help ourselves to do that. When I can make it work, though. A dramatic coat or two. I mean, I feel like that's a good way to sort of like throw that in. And obviously some makeup for certain occasions. I think dramatic makeup anyone can kind of play with, in my opinion, which is not worth much. From the romantic type, and to be honest, like, I kind of thought I might end up here, and it's certainly after classic, which I don't know, like, after taking the test first, I was like, I'm a classic, and then I really quickly realized I wasn't. It's where I started trying to type myself from. I was like, okay, like, if I'm not over here, I'm probably way over here. I just couldn't conceptualize any of the other ones, so I was like, okay, I'm romantic type. And while I think I can definitely rock some theatrical romantic evening gear, the everyday clothes certainly really don't work for me, like, from what I've been able to see and style, and I don't feel comfortable in them. Again, like, and it's not, trust me, I'm not the kind of person who's like afraid of wearing out my boobs. I had to very early get used to these guys. But it's more just when I'm wearing those clothes, like especially the day wear stuff, I'm constantly adjusting. I don't feel like I feel like I'm wearing a costume. I don't feel like I'm wearing my own clothes. Um, I don't really own that many except for my dance gear. Classic. Now, this one's a bit sad because I do love the lines of classic clothes. I love them. I think they're beautiful, balanced. I like, who doesn't like balance and harmony? Who doesn't? Um, Now, I definitely did try, as I think I mentioned earlier. But one time I was traveling for work and I was being flown out to LA for a meeting. And I was like, because I'm flying on the dime of this company and all that stuff, I just wanted to travel professionally. Normally never do is like leggings and a t shirt and what's comfortable. But like I wanted to wear some nice slacks. And so I bought what I thought were like really nice, expensive, classic pieces. Like I wouldn't have known the names of the types then, but when I looked at these different like things, this is, when I look back at this outfit, that's essentially what it was. And but my hair was not. I think my hair was probably more in a gamine style. At the time, I was wearing my hair straight. I think I had these cute little bangs, and I don't really like to have a lot of my ends of my hair out on a flight because it's very drying. So I had twirled my hair up into these little buns on the side of my head, which is still a way I fly frequently. And the whole time, all these women were trying to help me, and I was so confused. So confused. I was probably like 36 or 37 years old at the least. And people, do you know where you need to go? Honey, do you need some help? Do you need me to hold your hot chocolate? I was drinking coffee. Like, I was just like, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. Like, what is going on? When I got onto the flight, and mind you, I was in like business class or something. So I wasn't even, I don't know. Two flight attendants approached me and asked me if I was a minor traveling unattended. And I was like looking around. I thought there were going to be cameras. I thought I was on some prank show. Like I did not know what was happening. And I said, no, I'm adult traveling to a business meeting. And they just kept whispering, talking to themselves. And so when they came through for the service, I wanted to order a glass of wine and they would not serve me, even though I showed both my state ID and my passport. They would not permit me to have alcohol. They said that they were allowed to make that decision, that was some regulation, and they were choosing not to serve me an alcoholic beverage. And I was floored. I never dressed like that again. I mean, the only time you'll catch me in something classic now is like for a work event where I'm trying to like really like present a particular image, but that was awful. And I don't ever want to feel like that again. It's fun getting carded sometimes. That wasn't fun. That wasn't nice. That wasn't what's popping. That was awful. And it was weird. So no, I don't dress like that anymore. Let's see, natural. And this is a heartbreaker for me because I love those lines. And I'm always going to love them, and I'm always going to try to work that stuff in. And all the Eileen Fisher stuff that I own, I'm still going to wear because it's damned expensive and beautiful. I'm going to wear it somehow. So lastly, I guess let's talk about the gamine. And this is an odd idea for me because I know a lot of people I consider to be gamines. And when I look at a lot of the gamine icons, I've always been attracted to their style. I've always tried to do some of the things. I've always felt a lot of kinship with people like Lisa Bonet, which I've been told over the years, like something about me reminds them of me. I got in You Look Like Her. I remember once a young intern at a company I worked for told me that I had posh spice style, which I don't know what that means. And I didn't watch the Spice Girls back then, so I didn't know what that meant then, but I hear that she's like some sort of gamine as well. So I've gotten all that a lot from people. I've even gotten some Audrey Hepburn a few times too, which is weird for me because I don't wear a lot of that sort of like what I would call dramatic gamine, but I guess they call it flamboyant gamine style. Yeah, a couple of others as well, but like I I guess I just never could see myself in them because I couldn't really, I just don't really see my body, like the flesh of my body in them. Yeah, if you were just to see my bones, it's like a no-brainer. It's clear, it's easy. But if you then see the flesh on top of my bones, like I think it makes it a lot harder, and it certainly made it hard for me to see. So that's always been a little difficult. I see my face, my esprit, there's kinship with that style, but it's always been a little sad because I, never knew how to dress this body so much in that style. Though, apparently I've tried. Because I do have a lot of the stuff that it turns out is in the style of flamboyant gamine. I just never heard of flamboyant gamine, or I guess when I saw them, I didn't know that's what they were called. I know like traditional gamines, like with the hair, like the Audrey Tattoo type gamine. I'm not sure what type she is, but like that type is the type that I always thought about. So yeah, but like just with these guys, while as long as they're healthy, I'm happy about them, and I'm not going to be mad that I have them. And yeah, I had to learn to live with them, but I just never quite 100% learned how to dress them and sort of dress them in the style that I like, which is why I wear a lot of like graphic t-shirts and blazers and like, stuff like that, because like at least it pulls in some of my own personal sort of rock and roll style, and yeah, so those are some of the things that I've worn. While I can't say that I have figured out necessarily the best way to dress them, I have moved forward with them. And my life is about making me work. I don't want to try to shoehorn myself. That's not what the goal of all of this is or was. I want to make it easy, actually. I'm a new mom. I've got like this crazy, wild, wonderful, free-spirited toddler that I have to chase after, and I don't want to be like, oh, this shirt doesn't work today. Oh, these things don't work together. I don't want to have to think like that or fight to sort of like, again, shoehorn myself into something. I've never had issues though with being vibrant or busy, and I've always loved that tomboyish style, sort of juxtaposed with a bit of girlishness. So, I mean, maybe some of that is the answer for me. Like, manage the shortened, muscular, athletic lower body with some shorter lengths, right? And more precise fabrics, as they say in my report. And, maybe the top cuts and fabrics that will, lay gracefully upon my softened flesh, I suppose. I'm still very confused there. So trust me, it's still a work in progress, I'm guessing on that. I mean, at this point, my goal is to sort of start trying to apply some of these directions that I've been given to styling myself. I've been given a totally different color family than I thought, and I think that's fodder for an entirely different section. Or because this is probably 2 or 3 videos what I've already recorded. I'm gonna start pulling stuff out of my basement bins and see what I can make. I mean, I've already started with the stuff that I have in my room, and I have to admit I've already started buying some things. I did not mean to, but I did. Just because like I can't even go to stores to try things on because of COVID-19. So like, yeah, I mean, I can send stuff back if it doesn't fit or work or look good. But yeah, I just wanted to get a start on trying and figuring things out. So I think my next bit will be about colors and how I'm trying to dress myself. Yeah, and so that's it. I say that's it after like probably 40 minutes of recording. But yeah, so this is my style report, and it's long, so there's a lot of it, and I'll be getting through it. Like the colors, there's essences that I haven't even talked about. I mean, everything. But I wanted to talk a bit about sort of the background of me as well. So anyway, talk to you guys later.